There's a strange thing about growing up that nobody really warns you about is that your personality is not built in isolation and it's not even yours. Because one day you'll wake up and you will just start saying things like a person, like your friend or something. This used to happen to me a lot. My mom would, like, if I'd gone somewhere, I'm like, oh, today you're sounding like a sister or like your friend or something. And I'd be like, what? And she was like, why are you copying them? And then yeah, I didn't realize it then, but now that I think about it, I think you just wake up and you start laughing like a friend. You solve a problem the way someone once taught you, and you use the same exact words to comfort somebody that were once said to you, and then it hits you that you've been quietly borrowing pieces from people your whole life, and that the best parts of ourselves are not actually even us, they are gifted to us. And I started to think that that might be the whole point of friendship. So when I was little, like really tiny, my world was also tiny. There were four people that felt like home: my parents, I, and my nanny. And I was an only child. I am an only child, which means that when something went wrong, there was no older sibling waiting outside my classroom to fight someone for me. But there was my nanny and my mom, and somehow they were scarier than half the adults in our building. And if someone made me cry, they always knew. I don't know how, they just found out, and they would turn into this little fortress around me, and the kids who messed with me were genuinely afraid of them, especially my nanny. So I don't think that they realized, but um, they taught me the first definition of love is that it's not necessarily loud, but it stands beside you, and sometimes without even saying a single word. And then I started growing up, high school happened, and somewhere between teenage movies, playground gossip, and a random few bad experiences I picked up on, one of the worst stakes I have ever had in life is that girls are too dramatic. Female friendships are exhausting. Guys are just easier. Peak internalized nonsense. Genuinely, a round of applause for my younger self. But life has an incredible sense of humor because I walked into college and it completely demolished that theory. I met women who rewired how I thought friendships even worked. Nobody was trying to win, nobody was trying to secretly keep a score, nobody needed someone else to shrink so that they could feel bigger. Everybody just kept making everyone else larger. And that's still one of my favorite things about them. And every single one of us is living a completely different life. You know, one's changing careers, and one's jumping the corporate ladder, one's building a company, one just quit, someone's studying abroad, and someone's genuinely still figuring it out. And somehow, none of it threatens anyone. And that's the part I am obsessed with. We always talk about people influencing us, but I don't think influence is the right word. I think we borrow from each other. One friend taught me resilience, one taught me how to stay soft without feeling weak. Someone taught me ambition, someone taught me generosity, someone helped me develop a taste, someone showed me what unconditional support looks like. Someone taught me how to laugh at myself, and none of them came with a PowerPoint. Nobody sat me down. They came through the random walks that we took, the terrible, terrible jokes that we made during breakdowns or during 5-10 minute voice notes. And that's the thing about borrowed wisdom is that it never announces itself. And this is the part where I'm supposed to say, and that's how friendship helped me build a brand. And you're supposed to roll your eyes, but I won't say it like that. I'll say the truer version that I think these friendships are the reason I can build anything at all. Um, because things don't get built with a strategy, only with a strategy. They get built by character, and I didn't grow my character alone. From someone I borrowed consistency, from another courage, and someone reminded me that kindness is never a bad branding. Someone taught me to ask better questions, and someone showed me what excellence actually looked like. So when I sit down to design something, or write, or solve a problem, or figure out how to lead, I'm never really working alone. Although I really do hate working alone in person, but that's not the point. but I'm never really working alone. There's a bit of everyone I love sitting at the table with me, which brings me to a rule I've started living by, and I've actually written this one down. Is that sorry? Don't just collect experiences, collect more people worth becoming like. Because eventually you become an average of their invisible habits, and not because you've copied them, just because love is strangely contagious and also good habits. Yeah, to conclude, I don't think we say thank you enough for the tiny pieces of ourselves that people have helped build without even realizing that they were building them. And because maybe the best version of you is actually a collage. A little bit of your parents, a little bit of your grandparents, a little bit of old teachers, and a little bit of your friends, and a little bit of strangers that you'll never see again. It's borrowed wisdom that you keep collecting over years, becoming yourself. And if that is true, then choosing your people might be one of the most important decisions you'll ever make. Okay, that's what I'm sitting with this week. And yeah, go tell your people how much you appreciate them, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.